Who can you trust today? Certainly not the press or people who represent the press, particularly if they live in Washington, D.C. area. Of course, there are some exceptions that still have a sense of morality and ethics, but only a few. The first presidential debate was held on Tuesday, September 29th, 2020. It was the debate that was fiery and filled with lies and half-truths by Vice President Biden. Unfortunately, the moderator, Chris Wallace, was not up to the task of managing the debate. It seemed to me that he had an obvious bias to benefit Vice President Biden. This video will highlight Mr. Biden's and Mr. Wallace's action in one aspect of the debate. In my opinion, both Biden and Wallace attempted to insinuate that the president was a racist. Yes, you heard me correctly. Both Wallace and Biden misrepresented President Trump's response to the Charlottesville protests as a vehicle to do this. Both Biden and Wallace misrepresented President Trump's words in order to damage the president during the debate. I will explain how. In August of 2017, hundreds gathered on a Friday night in Charlottesville, Virginia, to protest the decision by city leaders to remove the statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee from a public park. The actions of the protesters, who voiced their objections to the removal of the monument by carrying tiki torches and spewing racist chants, would turn even darker the following day as they gathered in Charlottesville's downtown district. The ensuing confrontation in the city streets would lead to bloody clashes between civil rights groups and white supremacists, and would end tragically when a car was rammed into a crowd of counter-protesters. The press wanted a statement from President Trump concerning the Charlottesville protests and chaos. Here is part of the response that the president gave.
Fine. You're changing history, you're changing culture, and you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay? And the press has treated them absolutely unfairly. Now, in the other group also, you had some fine people, but you also had troublemakers, and you see them come with the black outfits and with the helmets.
In his statement, President Trump clearly condemned white supremacists and the KKK. Here is how Wallace sets up a question about this to Biden.
Vice President Biden, you say that President Trump's response to the violence in Charlottesville 3 years ago, when he talked about very fine people on both sides, was what directly led you to launch this run for president.
Clearly, Wallace is highlighting a portion of the president's response in order to intentionally place the president in a bad light and to give Biden an opening to label the president as a racist. In my opinion, this was not a coincidence. Here is Biden's response to Wallace's setup.
Done. It is true. The reason I got in the race is when those people, close your eyes, remember what those people look like coming out of the fields carrying torches, their veins bulging, spewing anti-Semitic bile, and accompanied by the Ku Klux Klan. A young woman got killed. And they asked the president what he thought. He said there were very fine people on both sides. No president has ever said anything like that.
I have to ask myself whether Biden had been given Wallace's question before the debate. It seemed like a perfect setup for Biden to misrepresent the president. Think about that. Wallace did not mention to Biden that Biden was misrepresenting the president's statement when Biden answered, even after Trump can be heard asking Biden to do so. Think about that. Wallace knew what Trump's actual statement had been, but Wallace allowed Biden to maliciously label the president during the debate as a racist. Think about that. That was not right. In my opinion, Wallace did not act in the interests of the citizens watching the debate. What do you think? Well, I hope this helps. Have a good day.